I'm making my matcha. Making my matcha. Using my Keurig. I just put water in first to the fill line. Making matcha. Making matcha. Making a matcha latte. Making matcha. We're making matcha. Good morning. We're making a matcha. Because we'll start our day. I don't know. I have no idea. Listen, I woke up 3 a.m. and I went back to sleep and it's like 11 a.m. I feel high. I'm not high. I'm completely sober. I don't know. But I didn't have a night terror last night. I did have a dream about my recent ex. Actually, in my dream, I drove an ambulance, and in one of the corners, I had to put a fire extinguisher, but I had to get the right fire extinguisher. And when I finally got that fire extinguisher and I put it in place at the ambulance, I think it started like smoking or something. And that's when I left the ambulance to go like get something else or do something else. And like, I was like, we were lost and we were driving and then we got lost, right? Then came the part about my ex. This is probably when I went back to sleep. Clearly I had some trauma from him. He clearly fucked me up. I had a dream that he broke up with me, then he got back together with me, then he left to go on a vacation, and before he came back, I found out he was not with me anymore because of social media. And can you stop? And then towards the end, I remember seeing his mom and being like, "You're a bitch." And that was my dream. So, you know, guys, be careful who you date. Hi, puppies. I thought that man would be my husband. And then he 360'd on me. Hi. So anyway, I'm making a matcha. What's next? I'm never ready. But what is next? Job and Gamer. I'm gonna show that. The answer is no, because I'm actually allergic to peaches. I have oral allergy syndrome. And what that means is that anything with a birch protein, like the stone fruits, so like an apple, a plum, like nectarines, peaches, cherries, I can't eat those because what will happen is that my throat will get very itchy. So I cannot show you my peaches, but thank you for asking. I actually do not even purchase peaches, okay? We're gonna make a matcha. If you know how to make a matcha, do not comment below because I don't. I just put in a little bit in the water, and once it starts to get warm, I start really mixing it up. And then only because I noticed that's the best way to make sure there's no like dust at the bottom after. Here we go. It's like I have to prepare, and then once it starts, I'm like, let's go. So sorry if I get like focused, but I want to make sure this one comes out nice. And then I realized that this helps so that there's no like loose little powder strings. So I saw online people with like a little bowl and a brush. I think that's so cute. I would love to do that. But the thing is, imagine cleaning that. Either you have to sit there. Oh my God, it's on my fingers. And like rinse. Now I move. Hold on, let me show you guys so you can see how chaotic this is. I start with it, then I switch it over there. And I start mixing this way. So you get all the angles. You see how tired I am? Look at mine. All right. Anyway, good morning. Hell nah, bro. You don't know how to make the matcha either. I don't know, it's like kind of hard. I was singing this morning. Can I sing for you? Oh, praise his name of the Lord our God. Is that good? Oh, praise his name forevermore. For endless days We will sing your praise, O Lord, our God. Ready? You are the Master, the Savior, the spout of endless grace. Oh, you are the Lion of Judah, of endless grace. How was that? I always have wanted to try out for one of those like voice shows, like not The Voice, because that I don't think I would even get onto The Voice, but like the American Idols, because they will show anyone. They will show anyone. You just have to line up. You just have to show up that morning. So I want to do that. But unfortunately, there is no more Randy, Simon, and Paula. Oh my gosh, you guys remember the OGs? The OGs. Randy was like, oh my gosh. And then Paula was just like, and then Simon was just like a dick, and it was awesome. All right. Of the Lord our God. This is like true example that we all need Jesus, because I'm like sitting here like, Jesus help me. And then I'm also like, these fuckers. I am a piece of shit. To the Lord our God. Oh, praise his name. Good morning, people. Thank you for saying that. And Risa, I love your energy too. Oh my gosh. Hell nah, stop. Features, are you talking about my dog? Features is talking about my dog. Features told my dog to stop barking. Sorry. This might be the point where I get weird. Just bear with me. We'll get outside soon. I promise you. Okay. Just kidding. It's just a better knife. You know what pissed me off? So I used to be an event planner, and I used to work for, I'll expose myself, Hartford Yard Goats up here in Connecticut. So it's a little venue, and it's like a baseball stadium. I don't know why, because I'm thinking I was revisualizing it. So it was a very important, like, political event. Like, we were hosting a public political event there, and one of my servers, as they're walking around, was walking around holding the knife like this, and it was steak knives, just walking around with all the silverware in her hand. And I'm like, and to the head of staff, I said, can we not do that anymore? Can we not walk with a steak knife straight sticking at the guests? Now these guys love the honey. Look at them. They're just waiting for that. You see how they're close they are? They're on top of each other. Well, she's on top of him. They are biologically related. Noah came first. Then Noah's dad was going to be one of the dogs that, kept producing. And so was Noah's sister. Noah's dad was supposed to get with all the other dogs, but Noah's dad chose to get with Noah's sister. That was incest. Then they had Nala. And that's how it happened. So Noah is both Nala's brother and uncle. Isn't that great? So yeah, they have a really close bond. They have a bond like no other. They always have, though. It's really funny because we've had Shelties before. And it's not our first time having 2 Shelties. But when we brought Nala home, like she's had this attachment to Noah. So, but Noah also has the sweetest energy. Yeah, boy, he's my boy. He sits with me when I get like, I figured out like what it felt like being anxious, like what it felt like in my body to be anxious. Like I could start to identify the feeling with, the words, because when I would start to get anxious, he would come sit on my lap and he would just lick my face. And even now, if I'm a little sad, he'll come either, or if he can tell that I'm a little like stressed and overwhelmed, he'll just come and sit next to me. I'll just sit. And I'm like, are you telling me to chill the fuck out? You're so cute. Yes, you're a good boy. You're a very good boy. All right, scalp check. For anyone on the journey, look how much better. I was saying yesterday, I was like, I think maybe I will shave it like one more time. But I'm like so on the fence about it because it's like I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm just going day by day. And as soon as it really gets me, I will do it. And I was also thinking, because it probably possibly could be my last shave, rip. And I take a straight disposable razor to the scalp. Look how I'm standing right now. You guys should see this. This is like ridiculous. I'm standing up here like this, just because it's fun to put your hands between your legs. I want to go live when I do the head shape, but I'm only going to do it if you guys promise to show up, because no shot one day I'm feeling it and I do it on the live and everyone tells me that, you know, I'm scared of being bullied. Let's go get my oat milk. Gotta go to the fridge. There is something seriously wrong with me. We don't know what it is. Good morning, people. Everyone, tell me your favorite color or your favorite animal. Give me a fun fact. Tell me your middle name. Tell me your social security number. See, I wish, you know what? I think I was born in the wrong family. The Kardashians definitely should have had me. Because think about it. They had all the cameras in their house. I think actually Chris had that idea because she knew subconsciously I was supposed to be in their house and I was supposed to be part of their show. I think that's why. Okay. And that's why they ended the Kardashians after so many years, because after so many years of everyone thinking I was going to be on, I never got a fair shot. So that's why they had to cancel it. Okay. I wonder how many lies I can make up on the internet before. Well, I was like, before someone believes it, but then I'm like, eh. You guys ever watch body cam footage? I freaking love the body cam footage. Like, you watch the people who are intoxicated talk themselves into being arrested. Literally, all they had to do is either hand the ID or walk away, or not hand the ID. I watched one person, literally not even relevant to the situation, walk up and hand the cop the ID. And it was a fake. So, yeah. We're gonna sit outside for a little bit. Him no. Yeah. Can I be honest? You can be honest. I'm scared that you look like Felix from Stray Kid. I think I say a stray cat. Did you get, was that your honesty? Oh, no, I don't have cancer. Thank you for asking though. You know what? I laugh because I'm like, you don't know how many people do openly just come up to me in real life and on the internet and go, cancer? But they're genuinely wondering, what if I said yes? What would you say if I said yes? Okay. Also, I used to laugh because I'm like, that's such a random question. But there again, maybe you knew something I can't. Like, I like feeling validated. Like if someone's like, hey, do you have night terrors? I'd be like, I do. So, I get that because it's also like, you're actually concerned. I have, it's all done by God. It's all done by the hands of God. He gave me a forewarning before it was going to happen. So I can't even, my nervous system basically shut down after just my life is a show. My nervous system shut down and my hair all just started falling out in massive chunks, like dying and falling out. Like my hair was like long and then like I would start combing it right, but the hair would start dying and falling. So then it'd be shorter and shorter and shorter. And then it looked like fucking straw. And it was so thin. I had to keep it in a little bun. My hair used to be thick. My hair used to be thick, like a ponytail. I have to grab like, you know, I was the kind of girl that when you tied your hair with an elastic, I could only around and twist it and do a double. I couldn't do 3. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. So I had to always do double. And it was long, right? So it started falling out. And first of all, I was all bald here and I had a little bit there, but I refused to believe it. So I kept putting it on. Eventually it all fell out. And I literally had 2 strands at one point. Anyway, fell out. And once after it all fell out, and I was like, okay, I look like a fuzzy dog. That's when I took a razor straight to my head. And it was amazing. And I love doing it. And I have done it twice a week since like March. You have very pretty looks. Thank you. Guys, I'm so tired. That's a sin. Fuck, I sin all the time. Do I mean to? No. It's just a human being. I'm a dirty, dirty girl. Thank God that Jesus saves, though, because honestly, no cap, you don't know how many times I do shit during the day, and I'm like, oh, I should have known better, too. But it's that voice of Jesus that says, we're learning. Can I tell you guys about a parable? No, come on, honey. There is a story of a whore who was being, stop it. This is in the Bible. There's a story of this whore who was, being judged. I say it a whore because it's just funnier to tell the stories, but she was a whore. And then she was being judged by all the people, and the people were like, we should, Jesus, don't you think that we should stone her? Or because they were trying to like catch him in a trap. And what Jesus replied with was, okay, should any of you be without sin? And that from person to person to person, everyone, one by one, said, oh, I'm not without sin. He sent him away, sent him away, sent him away, sent him away. Finally, it was just him and the whore on the top of the mountain. And he looks at the whore and goes, I condemn you. And then he said, be on your way. And I think that's beautiful because, first of all, that story, actually, I was reading my Bible yesterday, and it's not even printed in a lot of Bibles anymore, which is crazy because when I read that story, that opened to the true, like you all sin, and that's part of life. He's like, this is the learning journey. We're not expected to be perfect. So let me find where, it's right here. So it's John chapter 8, verses 53 through, sorry, do you guys hear that? It's John chapter 7, verses 53 through John 8, 11. I'm going to read it out loud for you. I know I just said it, but I'm going to read it out loud. Wait, your forehead for Megamind, and I'm talking to you like Blink 5 ever. Guys, I realized after watching videos, I think it's just because when I was a cheerleader, so I learned how to perform in a certain way, I guess, especially with like facials. And I realized the other day while filming, if I'm not performing, but if I'm on camera, I don't really blink that often. Or if I do, it's like a very subtle thing. And I'm laughing because now I'm like, I taught myself how to do that as a cheerleader because people would be taking photos all the time. And you don't know how many times they would accidentally... You learned pretty quickly how to not get caught on a random photo blinking. So I taught myself how to blink so that it's so nonchalant. And sometimes I'm like, why did I open my mouth that? But, other times, you look down, you go, it's very subtle. Anyway, let me read the Bible. Good morning, guys. What the fuck is wrong with me? Leave her alone. Thank you. 6'7". I don't know where I started doing that from, but it's kind of, I understand. It's kind of like this move. Yesterday, I was driving, and I got to a stop sign. You'll understand why. And I got to a stop sign, and I was like, oh my God, it's the three of us. And this lady's like, calm down. And I'm like, fuck you, it's funny. I'm like, fine, not you anymore. I just doing this. So it's like this, like that Spider-Man dance, you know what I'm talking about. The meme where he's like, and he goes, this one. I know this one because that's the easy one to do. You know what I'm talking about? All right, let me get back to it. People in the comments are rude. I know. If you're going to be rude, be nice. If you're going to be rude, I think my understanding, if you're mean to me, is that you are mean to yourself. And all I have to say about that is that I'm sorry. Because I am a person that for many years of my life was very pissed off at myself and other people. And it just carried over into every area of my life, and I just got pissy all the time, and I never really meant it, but then I became a bitch. I'm trying to be nice, you know, like Jesus is teaching me, but I ain't the best, for sure. Okay. Creek Craft shaved his head once on stream in front of millions of people. Take notes from him. I should go watch that. Sorry, I'm laying all dry lipped. I just woke up. I'm a hot mess, but that's a great idea. How do people get millions of followers? Okay, I am on my YouTube journey, and we're almost at 600 subs. But I really want to be a YouTube partner, and I always I set goals for myself because I'm like, oh, it'd be fun to reach that, but like, it's okay if I don't reach it. But anyway, my birthday is October 8th, so it's 2 Wednesdays from now, and I was like, ideally, I'm like, that'd be awesome if I could become a YouTube partner by my birthday, because this past year has been a very, very challenging year for me. And I went from thinking that I got my dream job, my dream, everything, to everything in my life being ripped away from me in a matter of days. Everything. And I can't even tell you how 360 my life has gotten. Like, wow. So this year for my birthday, I actually really want to celebrate this year of learning and growing, because it's been really, really hard. And I have fallen and scraped my knees too many times that I can count. So, to the journey. So yeah, that's my goal. So I'm like, maybe I could post a lot of shorts, and and I go live and stuff, and I have you need subscriber counts, but you need a certain amount public watch hours too. So I'm like, okay, so I have to keep posting stuff. Let's do that. So anyway, that's a personal goal for me, because one of my bad habits is I start getting involved in something, and then I get cold feet, and then I don't show up. So YouTube is a place where I've been practicing showing up for myself and building confidence in that, because in my real world, I don't go anywhere besides the hospital, and I barely even make it to church anymore. So anyway, let's read the Bible. I'm sorry for telling you all my problems, but comes out sometimes. Horse dog. So if a man shaves their head, they have cancer too. That is how it works. You first shave your head and then you have cancer. Why is everyone asking me that? Do you have a brain sub-zero? That's a good question. There is one physically in my head. My name is Priscilla. I'm using my brother's account. Hey, Priscilla, how's it going? Yeah. Thomas, a train engine, once had a man named Thomas piloting him. He had a wife named Engine, and then they had a daughter named Motor Oil. Thank you for sharing that. I was not informed. Say yes to fool those idiots. Karomi, I don't even have to lie on that one. Love from India. Hello, India. Hi, UK. Now, why you doing the girl like that? Exactly. Why you doing me dirty? 11? 12? Sorry. I'm just asking. That's okay. Same, we're getting old. Guys, I'm 25 and I feel like I'm 70. I feel like I'm 50. Look how the bags under my eyes. Can you tell that I get barely any good sleep? I'm so tired. That's probably why I'm off my rocker all the time. So you have no physical feelings? Oh no, I got a lot of physical feelings. That's the issue. I got a lot of physical feelings. That's the problem. That's why I'm doing DBT work. I'm going to close this because I don't feel like I'm in a respectful state of mind. And I told you the story about it. And just know John 7:53 through John 8:11 is actually not printed in most Bibles, but it's probably one of the most important verses I've also read. Aside from the gospel and aside from other things, it's that embodies how we should treat each other. Amen. All right, let me catch up on these, and then you can always ask something. Yeah, guys, you don't need permission to ask something. Y'all can just go ahead and say it. I get some of the most ruthless questions. You guys are really nice to me compared to people. Okay, before COVID, So I was in college at University of Rhode Island right before COVID, and like as COVID happened. If you don't know anything about URI, it's a big party school. And people there are so cliquey, especially because the state's so small. So people were so mean. And also in high school, people were so mean. I went to this high school it's called Lewis Mills, but the nickname for it was Mills Pills. Okay, I've been around. I'm gonna stop talking. And people there used to literally poop in plastic bags and throw it down the hallway for fun. And we actually, at one point in time, I think it was a freshman or sophomore, they banned coffee in the mornings and water bottles in general because too many people were bringing just straight alcohol in and just drinking, not even mixies, like straight liquor out of a water bottle in high school. Like too many people were doing it. Like it was just too much. It was just like a regular thing. So like I thought that was normal, right? Until they banned it. And I was like, oh, so people don't just go around high school drinking. That's the town I came from. So I love that town. I love your attitude. I would shave my head for you. You would? D Spar said he's going to shave his head for me. Or tag me. When do you want to do it? Do you want to do it like... Guys, I want to because the thing is, like, here, it kind of, like, hurts a little bit. Anyway, stop swearing. I am 10. I didn't realize I swore. Yeah, I noticed that. People on YouTube actually don't like if other people swear. Which is, again, crazy to me because I just think that I'm happy about it. I'm really happy that this day and age has almost gone back into modesty because growing up, again, I was born in 99. I grew up in the 2Ks. Like, it was the hookup generation for sure. Like, there was so much pressure on people to lose their virginity so young and to be doing all these crazy things. And they're like, people were like drinking and smoking by like 13, 14. Again, there's crazy people out there who just does so much sugar, but like that was pretty typical. And I don't know if that's normal anymore, but I'm really hearing that like it's not. That's more like we're gonna go to bed and do our skincare. And I'm like, bro, if I even took a makeup wipe to my face after cheer competitions, we were lucky. She is not a grown adult. Don't be telling her what to do. Thank you for sharing your story. You're welcome. Trust me, I have so many more stories. My nose, it's just so bad, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I just don't feel like putting my finger and itching it right now because, you know, camera. Why did so many people hop off after I said that? Okay. No, I'm talking about me. Okay. Sorry, lights are on, no one's home. My sister died. That's so sorry. I'm sorry, McKenna. That's actually really sad, yeah. Was it was it peaceful? I hope it was. And I don't know, you know, what you have faith in, but Lord really does, he does protect people and take people. I get that, yeah. It's really hard, like, you come home one day or it's, sometimes it just happens and you have no idea and you hear about it. I fully do believe that we are a physical body. We are also a soul. And our physical body is dying bodies, but our soul is eternal. Oh, Ducky Plays, that's so nice. You're not a weird or creep at all. Don't worry. I have people comment on here like, hey, you want to fuck me? So, sorry if you're young, but like, guys, be careful on the internet. They're weird people. That's okay, so thank you. I got sucker punched and lost my jibs. Okay, these are some crazy confessions. What is jibs and how do you do that? Is jibs like your guys? Like, do they fall off? Are you like a gecko? You know how like when geckos get really scared, their tails fall off? I have not taken a sip of this. It's been 30 minutes. I do this every day. I'm trying to hop on live as soon as I wake up because I really like being on live. It's good for my mental being because I don't feel so loner. So yeah, this is a good time for y'all. Should we do this again tomorrow? How are you? OnlyFans. Should I? Okay, we're gonna take a poll. Poll for the chat. Poll for the chat. I would never show my coochie. I would never show my coochie. I would never show you anything that you weren't supposed to see. But I have thought about making an OnlyFans many times. Because if you do not know me, I am a living troll. And Jesus hung out with the sinners too. And I 110% would use the chance on OnlyFans to reel in the weirdos and preach life to them. So comment below who thinks I should do that. Because why not? Why not? Why not? Plus, girls gotta make money somehow. Okay. I got a $1,000 credit card bill due tomorrow. It's only $1,000 because I have not paid it in many months, and it's just like building up, and it's such a hot mess situation. I gotta figure out how to delay it and everything like that. And so yeah, girls gotta make money somehow. I lost my job due to a sickness, like medical reasons. My body, like I said, my nervous system shut down. My body just rapidly declined. And it had been declining over a course of a few years. Again, don't know if something had been put into my body that made my body able to fight off things, but also able to fight itself. If you know what I mean. Wink, wink, jab, jab. Wink, wink. Code. Morse code. Jab. That's gonna be the new sign for COVID. Watch, YouTube's gonna block me now. Ever since then, health has been going down the hill. It's been going to shit. And I've also gone through a lot of traumatic things that fucked up my heart, and I have PTSD, and it's been just fucking me up for a while. But yeah, in the fall, I crashed. My birthday was yesterday. Go Libras. Let's go, D-Spar. Happy birthday. You were beautiful with your hair. Thank you. I loved my hair. You know, I really tried to take good care of my long hair, too. I loved it. Because, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, growing up, I had a sister that would just kind of bad rot, and like, my mother would walk around the street, I'm not showering today. And I don't know if everyone's family was like this. I think a lot more families were like this when I was growing up than there are now. But like, especially in the summertime, because we'd be like running around the woods all the time. Sometimes we just like, you know, jump in the lake or something. Like, or we just go a few days because we're like, no one's gonna smell me. So personally speaking, I always tried to take care of myself. Like, I was around an environment that wasn't the most hygienic, and I even things like trimming my ends or like brushing my hair, like there are definitely steps of self-care that I fully missed, you know, as I was growing up. And then I got to a point where I was like, I really wanted to start taking care of my hair because it was like just frustrating me, because I wanted it to be long and pretty and healthy, but like, you know, it's always dead and stuff. So I started taking care of it. I started doing oils. I used to use the entire Way line because I was like, if I use all the products from the same line, they're gonna work so much better together, and it smells so good. So, like the scalp scrubbies and like, oh my gosh, I used to wash my hair upside down and brush it all upside down. Anyway, we have, so yeah, I loved my hair. Thank you. We have Irene saying, organized crime won't stop trying to murder me after escaping my human traffickers. Prayers, please. Guys, we're going to pray for Irene. Heavenly Father, Lord God, just oversee Irene. Just get her out of that situation that she's in. Just absolutely expose things, you know, open doors, reveal the truth, and bring safety to those who are feeling unsafe. Bring voices to the voiceless, God, and make way that only you can do. Intervene on behalf of people who need it. Absolutely, Lord God. Keep everyone safe, the young children in this world, God. And let's hear it for, like, just take down the people who are, just take down these disgusting monsters in the world. Like, why do they have the ability to be doing these horrendous things? Take them down. In the name of Jesus, we're going to pray provision of just safety and peace and healing over the children's lives, and just that they get into a safe place, and that this operation is exposed, it is shut down, and it is never to be brought back. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. I'm sorry, my friend. I don't know what that's like. I don't know what that's like, but I'm glad you're on here. I'm glad you can connect with me. If there's any information that you are feeling open to sharing, even if it be location, any kind of information, I do not mind being your advocate. I do not mind spending my days making sure you get out of that and making sure you're safe. I am so for real. So you just let me know, because this is already a plan of action. We're going to call the cops, right? But we know they don't really do much. I will physically bring my body there, and I will physically be bringing people with me. And I don't know what the fuck it's going to take. I don't know how it's going to happen, but the Lord does. So whatever you need, let me know, because I'm more than happy to, like, just try to intervene on your behalf. Because, yeah. Yep, I'm more so saying, like, share if you're open, but I'm more so telling you, girl, let me know how I can save you, okay? Your life matters. And your voice is heard. Okay? I love you. I'm sorry that's going through. And I will keep praying for you. I will keep praying for you. I will, if you want. I never know. See, here's the thing. I never know what people want or need, or what would be helpful and what wouldn't. Because you got to be strategic sometimes. I get that. I totally get, having to play our cards right. Sometimes it's a matter of survival. Yeah. Connect with me. I have a website and my email's on there. My email's, I think, in the description here too. I have a few. Okay, if you're on here and you've emailed me, I was meaning to email people back yesterday, but it's going to be today because I have to sit down at my computer, and it's really hard for me to, like, get my brain to do that, like this whole typing thing. So responding back is hard, but again, let's connect. The boiled one is here. Are you calling me an egg? Australia. Yeah, dilly in high school. What state do you cover from? I live in Connecticut. I was born and raised in Connecticut. I hate it here. It's so boring. The state in itself, shifty, shady. Sometimes I have to sit back and collect my thoughts, because oh, it's just my camera. I had the honor and pleasure of, right out of college, when I was also in that more strategic mindset, when my head was very clear, I had the honor and pleasure of working in special events in Connecticut, but working with some really high-end clientele and organizations that were all interconnected, and a lot of organizations that were interconnected with, like CT Media. I worked for WFSB for a little bit, and I worked for the events and development part of their nonprofit children's camp. And I had worked for another venue in the city of Hartford, and learned a lot about the back end of how they work, and names in the state. What I've learned is that there's basically, like, an inner working group near the Hartford, mid Connecticut area. And that was the group that I had worked with. And there are some very, very, very lovely people. There are some people I absolutely love. And I would go to bat for, and I have a lot of respect for them because they truly are good people who use their time and their gifts for good. But as a collective, from what I have single-handedly personally experienced and learned, there are some things in the state of Connecticut that make me want to throw up. Do you guys know the city of Hartford is intentionally planning? They're intentionally zoning, and of course, I'm sure it's happening everywhere, but it sucks when you're just the venue coordinator and you overhear a meeting happening that where they're talking about the fact that their city goal is to basically rezone and price out. And they don't care that people are going to be homeless. They don't care that people won't have anywhere to go. They don't care. They want their downtown to be more touristy friendly. They want more downtown opportunity. They really want to rebuild the downtown. Fuck you. I went to school in Hartford too growing up. It was more on like the south side, more near Wethersfield. And then I had I knew a lot of people closer to like the north side too. And big difference from where you go in the city, just based on like different groups and everything, and almost like how things like kind of operate and personalities and all. And you can so clearly see it's downtown, and they're moving closer to like kind of my area, like out near Farmington. And then they're trying to build up and price out the north side. And well, the south side can hang out for a little bit because it's got a lot of historic buildings and hospitals and stuff like that. But it basically is going to be like housing and this big hospital downtown, like more important federal buildings, and then another town. So they're basically going to get like coved. It just makes me really sad that like this is all done intentionally and publicly. It's all public. Again, I can be encouraged very easily. If you guys want me to spill beans on more stuff, I can spill beans. There's a lot of things that I've witnessed and experienced that are fucking crazy, especially in the work world. You ever have to be the middleman between companies asking for payment and the person who just isn't gonna pay, but you're employed, so you gotta pick up the phone, take the message, you gotta sign the check, you gotta write out the check. I stopped doing that shit. I just stopped. They're like, if you don't do, I was like, okay. I just still didn't do it. I'm not getting in trouble for that. I could expose some shit. I could drop names, and I want to. And some people might say, "Hey, don't do that because like you can get in trouble." I don't understand how someone can get in trouble for telling a story with someone's name in it if it's the truth. Like, how is that gonna? And I think that's almost what I'm, saying in the back of my head is like, because I want to expose stories, I, but I don't want it. I don't want it to become obviously like a legal thing where it's like defamation. But I don't think it's defamation if you're just telling a story, if you're just sharing what happened, a personal experience, right? That's where I'm confused about. I don't know. I'd love to study the law. I've wanted to go into, yes, criminal justice, but I wanted to go into law in the form of understanding the law and apply, like as a lawyer. Like I wanted to do that, but there again, a career as a specific lawyer would not be suitable for me, my state of mind, my health. Like it's something I like, but it's not something I could actually fulfill because yeah. but I love like legal side of things. So I want to go in. Anyways, the reason why I'm saying this stuff is because please comment if you know about it. Also, the reason why I babble is because if you know anything about it, please comment below. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I'm going so fast. You know, I took my Adderall about an hour ago, and I didn't take my Zoloft or my hydroxyzine, which those two usually like sedate me. So I'm hyped up. Plus I slept a lot last night. Anyway, I want to start studying the law, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't know where to go. Like Christianity, for example, if you want to study like Christianity and the law and everything, go into the Bible. But there's not like a law book. And something in my brain has a really hard time if there's information that's located in different areas, right? Like if it's not all like on a website, right? Even if it's on a website but different pages, my brain associates it with its location, so it's going to be hard to connect those things unless there's something that interconnects all those things. I don't know, ADHD. So if you know where I can start studying law for free, yeah, please let me know because I would be so interested in doing that. I would actually love to know the law to be an advocate for people. Maybe I should do that. See, the hard thing is I have these things that I want to do, but I am not in a state of mind to be able to fulfill like a role or a position or anything. So it's, you know. Plus, yeah, my body cannot take that kind of stress. All right, let's get back to the chat. From Philippines, hi. You know, I never knew anything from the Philippines until I was working at a wedding venue, and one of the servers, she was from the Philippines, and I think her family had moved here from there, so she would tell me some things. And when okay, this girl, brilliant, so freaking sweet, so kind, like the loveliest thing in the world. And she just like taught me a lot about, you know, culture, like our culture and everything. And well, I say taught me a lot, she told me a lot about it. It's so new to me that, you know, when I say taught me, I think of something as like like you master, like you understand it, but there's so much I don't know. Anyway, such a beautiful soul. So I could only imagine that you're so beautiful too, like and the inside and out. Hello. Hi CR7. Cristiano Ronaldo, let's go. Growing up, I always got because I played soccer. Okay, I played soccer. I used to play for Soccer Plus, which, if you don't know, was run by Tony DeChico. I was close to Tony DeChico before he passed away. Close in the sense that like he oversaw the soccer program I was very involved in, and I went to a lot of like clinics and stuff that he ran because I was like one of the like participant players type things. And back when I was in middle school, I had invited him to come to my school to like I was in like the leadership group, and I was like, hey, do you want to come for a class and, you know, give a speech, not give a speech, or kind of talk to us or whatever. And he did. He came down, and I was starstruck. I had met him many, many, many times, but every time I saw Tony Chico, I was like, I almost cried, like shaking, like, oh, because it's Tony DeChico. Like, how do you not freak out about that? So, yeah, that was an amazing time. And then his son took over Soccer Plus and financially screwed that thing up. And they turned it from a wonderful foundational program to summer camp. And the son just deteriorated everything because finances just couldn't hold up. And then they got sold out to FSA in Farmington, Connecticut. And now the FSA company, or the FSA thing, is basically like they have, for each age group, they have like different like A, B, and C string teams. And it's not even about building foundational skills. It's all just about let's win and let's, you know, team success, not player development. And yeah, anyway, so that's also some tea. Like I said, I've been in many different areas, of a lot of different tea, and I will keep exposing stuff. So please tell me if you like that exposure stuff, because I'm feeling a little frisky today. What else? Oh, fun fact, more fun facts. I was very, very, very like, let's go soccer, right? We grew up around it. And then listen to this. So I I was the kind of person, like, no matter what team I was on, like, I was a striker and I would get like hat trick, hat trick, hat tricks, right? What I learned is that if you visualize it happening, or like it will, you know? So instead of taking that play off the whim, I would visualize myself receiving the ball and how I would beat the defenders and where in the goal I would place it. And I would play that out, but I would also, fake it. It was wonderful. And I had I had a high school record for like most goals in the season on the team. I think it was like my sophomore year. And then I had the record. And then at one game, I had a breakaway with the keeper, and I knew I just had to toe poke it for it to go in the goal, but I had to slide. I slid to toe poke it, but the keeper slid, and the way that she landed was right. I toe poke, and she landed like this on my foot, putting pressure down, and I flung over her. So it actually, this tendon on my ankle got ripped off. Can you hear the pop? And I was screaming, bloody scream. Like, I had never, that was such a painful experience. And I was on crutches for a while. And then I think I took, hi, Blue Jay. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. Hi, Bluey. I had my first, you get like a little stuffy. My stuffy was a Blue Jay, a little Bluey. And, yeah, I see one right now. I don't often see him, and I don't often see just one. So that was really cool. That was really cool. I feel like that was a little, anyway. So after that, while I was playing soccer, I was also a cheerleader. And if you don't know the story, because it's on my page somewhere, I started cheerleading because my friends cheered, and I thought, if you're a cheerleader, everyone's gonna like you. You're gonna be popular. Like, people are gonna like you. They're gonna think you're pretty, type stuff. I remember I was literally in my parents' shower the first time I had that thought, and so I was also cheering. So after I had that ankle injury, I was like already so done with soccer because I don't want to be outside in the cold anymore, and I wanted to feel girly. So I took a season off to go cheer. And then my senior year of high school, I couldn't afford all-star cheerleading again because it's really expensive, and I was paying for it on my own. My parents refused to pay for it. They would pay for soccer, but they wouldn't pay for cheer. So, sorry, the story's so long. So then I started cheerleading, and then, anyway, so this is the part of the story I was getting to. Sorry, the people who I started this story with probably aren't even on anymore. Then I started playing again my senior year of high school, just to like close out my soccer career, and because I didn't get to finish that season that I had ripped the tendon off my ankle. So I call it a joke season. I played as a joke season. I did not take that shit seriously. I just showed up, I played. But I ended up getting All-State. I ended up getting I was one of the top for like the like they separate it by like region, and then I was nominated and awarded an All-State award. So All-State soccer player. And then at the All-State conference, like when you like receive your award and everything, I was so pissed I had to go to that because I didn't care about soccer anymore. Like, I was like, I don't want to do this. And I was so upset because that day I had a cheerleading competition, and my parents forced me to go to the award ceremony instead of the competition. And I do look at that award ceremony like with, not like pity, maybe that's not the right word, but I'm almost like, because I was forced to go. And had I been able to make the choice, and I decided to go, I probably would have felt more fulfilled. But now I do have the memory of that All-State, like, banquet. That's the word, banquet. Like, kind of like, ugh. Anyway. Sorry, I charged my phone. It's gonna die. Good morning, guys. Should you sub? Yes, you should sub. Absolutely, you should subscribe. How far down am I? Oh my god, I'm so far behind. Hi, guys. Hi. I do not have Roblox. Munib, hi. Tay Forever, guys. Better go follow Tay Forever. So Red Dead Redemption. Exactly. Oh my god, I'm so far back. All right, no, we're caught up. I love you too, Maxine. Thank you. Are you mess? You know, it's so funny. So I'm a girl. I'm super like girly, but I'm the middle child. I'm the oldest sister. I'm black sheep, and my family doesn't have a strong like father. Like my parents are married. Don't get me wrong. We are a very, let me put it like this. We are a, oh, that's actually a good idea. Oh, it doesn't fall. I have a very normal, like not normal family, but like typical family where it's mom and dad are still married. They knew each other in high school. There's 3 children, oldest boy, 2 younger siblings, like 2 younger girls, and we're all within like 5 years of each other. Um, very, very like typical family, but we didn't really have like a our parents both took on both roles. So I didn't really have a strong like masculine figure and a strong feminine figure. So it was almost like my dad was more feminine, my mom was more masculine, and it doesn't work out. At least for them, it didn't, because it wasn't like masculine in like the leadership strength way. It was more in the anger power way, and it wasn't. My dad was like more feminine in the way where he was like, "Yeah, it has to be this way," and he wouldn't do that, but like, it needs to be his way. That was if you could pick up. So my brother kind of just skied and did his own thing. So I took on more of a parental role with my sister, and she honestly doesn't even know half the shit she doesn't know half the shit. And I protected her from a lot of things, and I made sure that she was, you know, and she holds some resentment against me, of course. It's a very normal thing to do when you have that kind of dynamic. But luckily, my sister did end up getting to be pretty girly growing up. And I'm very proud of her now, because she's going to be a teacher with kids, and she's been wanting to do that. And she's living with her boyfriend, and they seem pretty solid, and she's a good head on her shoulders, and she takes very good care of herself. She does a lot for herself. She takes good care of her health, her eating. She takes really good care of like her skincare. She works out a lot. She spends time with friends. So I'm really proud of her, and I'm really happy that she gets to live out that way. Cause I got hair on my chin chin. Okay. Being the oldest girl and the black sheep and the middle child, and making sure my sister didn't see things or hear things, and also she always got my clothes, which sucked, because I was told a lot of the time, like, we're not buying you new clothes even though your clothes don't fit, type thing. So, but I love that my sister didn't have the same experience I did, I guess. So yeah, I know I come off pretty masculine at times, like, and I'm learning that more and more. I think it's really just because it's more of a survival thing for me, because I feel more like whew when I have to be like on my own. Even my voice, you guys might even hear, there might be, once I get to know your faces, your names, right, and you come on, you chat a few times, when I say hi to you, my voice goes up, and I like, it really like goes back up to an octave, like, yeah, it's crazy how life changes. I don't even think, yes, we have girls and boys, whether you are a girl or a boy. Okay, I'm gonna say this, I'm sorry guys if you get offended with this. This is a girl or a boy is a pole or a hole, but you can feel feminine, you can feel masculine. I am a girl. But growing up, there are definitely times where I just wanted to wear a button down with a tie and like I wanted to. I loved that. That felt good to me. There are times now where I feel like who, and I want to be who. You know what I mean? And that feels good. But there are also times where I'm like la di da di da, and that feels good. And I want to say, for anyone who's feeling uncomfortable, just know that no matter what your skin is, you can paint it purple with polka dots. You are welcome to be you. Don't feel like you have to fit into something. Space out. Anyway, since Earth is flat, there is no way time is different in every place. Actually, I have thought about that, but I think would the sun go around? I am not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, and you guys can call me fucking crazy, and that's fine. That's fine. You're probably right. If you say Courtney's crazy because she's talking about, that's fine. You're right. But I did watch that Flat Earth documentary, and I don't remember how they ended. But here's the thing, folks. I truly did think the Earth was round and all, And I started watching the sun around my house, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. But I'm very curious about the ice wall. I'm very curious about the theory of the ice wall. Because the theory of the ice wall annihilates any idea of there being a globe. And a lot of things are, I don't know if you're seeing it too, but right now on my pages, it's the movie Snake Eyes is coming up a lot. And it's like, don't believe what you see. I don't know if you know, I just found out last night, but they really do have those hologram images where you can project someone somewhere and it seems so real and you don't realize that it's fake. I watch videos of it happening, and again, maybe those are fucking fake. We don't know anymore, and that's what they want. They want things to be uncertain so that we're kept in our small little area. We don't go exploring much farther. We don't know the real truth. We only know what we're told. Have you ever seen the like the theory of the prisoners in the cave? I can't stop thinking about that one. So my advice to anyone and everyone who has 2 brain cells or 3, do your own testing. See what you find out. Sit down and observe. And do not do testing based on the constraints you are already taught. Open up your constraints. Remove all constraints. Go in with an open mind, a single possible question, and just observe. I think that's actually my encouragement for everyone, is just slow down and just observe. We think so much. Oh shit. You guys want to see something? I get visions and messages, and I learned the best way for me to, I can feel it, but I've learned sometimes write it down. Like sometimes I just know to write stuff down. Okay, anyway. I always preface on stuff because you guys have to know backstory. Like I get this kind of thing a lot. But last night I started this, and I didn't really understand it, and I never understand it until I write the amen, and then I go back and read it, and I'm like, oh, this is what I did last night. And I drew the person first, the brain, and then three pokes, like 3 ideas of thoughts came out. We have thoughts that are telepathic, kind of like energy, right? Maybe they're loud conversations, words in our head. Maybe we're thinking something as words. Like if I'm in my head and I'm like, this house is brown and old, but I'm saying the words in my head, I am actually giving out that, like, from my body, I'm giving out that energy. I'm forming and crafting something and giving it that energy and putting that energy somewhere. That's how that one was processed. The second one is thoughts, feelings, understanding, and discernment. These are thoughts that are not words. They're not linguistic. They're just understandings. I look at this wall, I just understand that animals crawl on it. I don't look at the wall and say, a bug has crawled on the wall. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference. Like, sometimes you are just driving around and, like, you just you feel an appreciation for the sunset. Other times you're driving around, you look at the sunset and go, wow, that sunset is very beautiful. You might not say it, you might think it. The point of this is that there's a difference between thinking things linguistically and feeling and understanding and discerning things. You can, again, call me crazy, but I have my bachelor's degree in communication studies, so if anyone wants to come out anything like that, half of it, or and it wasn't like communication studies in the way of like marketing. It was like how interpersonal communication, like it's communication theory, and I love that stuff. Then under here, the third one is thoughts. What you hear is what you feel. So that intrusive thought in your head, for me, I'm gonna expose it. It's that intrusive thought of, I hate that I'm saying this. This is, I want to cry, I want to die, I want to cry, I want to die. That's not something I ever say to myself. And again, those are spiritual texts. But, you hear something that's like, you're not gonna do that. Or you hear something that's like, this doesn't look cute, or whatever you hear, or you hear something and it's like, oh, you should do this and that. Or it's like, oh, you should definitely text that boy, whatever it is. What you hear is what you feel. When you hear those things, you're not discerning it in its energy. You're not linguistically thinking it or giving it out. You are hearing it and almost processing it, almost like observing it. You know what I mean? Anyway, and then clear direction from the Lord. Because when something's from the Lord, What do you guys think about that? I'm just curious because I have these kinds of thoughts a lot. Sometimes I share them. Let me know if that was confusing or if that made any sense. Let me know if that's like relevant for you or irrelevant for me. I feel like this is so accurate for me, at least for me. Like, this is how I understand personally my thoughts. Well, I understand it. Like, this to me is more. Not theory, but like this is like theory. But after creating theory, it's also like, oh, that is actually so true and applicable to my life. So under here, I wrote, listen to this. Energy is real. Trust yourself. Intentionally tune into thoughts that come linguistically. They can be spells trapped as words or phrases unknown to man's tongue. Let your energy lead you. Pause only to rest. Praise the Lord continuously. Live righteously. Amen. Let me know, guys. The earth is not flat. I want to see your NASA video. Well, there's things like reflections and guys, I'm not a scientist. I'm just a theorist. I'm a theorist. Theorist. A theorist. Uranus. The earth is square. Kevin, this makes me so much happier. Oh, the earth is actually a, I was going to say that. Actually, I almost said the earth is a pentagon. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, I shouldn't have to even say anything further. If you know, you know. If that energy was what it was, then you know. The earth is actually a freeform object. Hey, Asher. Then why doesn't Australian people fall into the sky? Because gravity is a real thing. We are brought onto this earth. We are, attached to it. Like, if the earth is flat or round, people in Australia would still be they would still be standing on the ground. I do have to fit in that dress before Saturday, though. You got this, Green Witch. Do not starve yourself, though. This goes for anyone, because I have some real digestive troubles, and sometimes don't fit into my clothes. If it is because your body is bloated, because it happens to me a lot. You're just going to want to either chop up some ginger and put it in your water. You just want to drink that. But you're going to want to take like a hot shower or something and flush things out. And you're going to want to stretch. And the reason why I say that, I only noticed after it happened to me. When I stretch and release knots and I look in the mirror, my body looks T, and I am, like, I literally feel like I lose weight. All right, so what I'm going to show you guys, best 2 stretches, right? This is for, yes, like your stomach, but your back, because once your back releases and your stomach it gets better. And then I notice after you do that and you release in your back and then your stomach kind of goes, you might too, but it literally debloats. Okay, so your basic toe touch, right? You're not just gonna go over, because if you do like this, you're stretching this out like under. You're gonna want to bring them up, stretch your shoulders up, and then breathe out and relax your shoulders down. So you see how first I shrugged up and then I bring them down, so that almost feels weird, and you're like almost bringing your shoulders out, like not like them, but out. Then you're gonna use this part of your back, like right here in the core. You're gonna use that to bend, and you're gonna keep your back straight, and then you're just, then you can drop your arms. Breathe in and relax. Do you see that? Ready? Breathe in. Well, the first one was a lot better. And then you could stretch how you please, but like that is that. Listen, I broke my neck 6.5 years ago. I broke my neck 6.5 years ago, and as a college cheerleader, like we had to stretch all the time, but you get really sore, especially with tumbling and stunting, and you're basically just jumping. Like I was doing this for hours a day, like the pom-poms on hard ground for hours a day, and my back's really messed up. So that stretch, the other one I'm gonna show you. Just bear with me here, because this, I'm telling you guys, these are some real life secrets. This is stuff they're not going to teach you in school. What you're going to want to do is get about like shoulder width from the wall. Right? Maybe you'll step back a little bit, right? Right, I do this little step back, right? And you just straighten your shoulders again. Same thing, open them wide. And maybe you have to back up a little more. And you just slowly go down. And so your hands are up here. You're not like pressing or forcing. You're just letting your back curve out. That's gonna crack that guy. It's gonna feel so good. And if that doesn't work for you, I'm sorry. All right. They are not Spider-Man. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. I've never done cocaine, man. I've never done any hard drugs. She was let out of the mental institution. That is correct. In terms of prophecy, I laugh at that. I'm getting more comfortable talking about it, but I do get words, visions, and I don't like to claim things as prophecy, because the words and visions I have gotten things that are future foretold, that I have spoken on, that have come to pass, that has happened. So I have, foreseen future events. That is a whole different thing. But I get these almost interpretations of things where it could be something relevant to my life. It could be irrelevant to my life, but it usually happens. And I think this is, again, why they want our minds to stay busy. And again, why this came to thought, because what I like to do, sit outside on my deck, smoke a little weed, pray, let the buffookery come out. And it's usually when I'm just in a free, open mind like this, just babbling, that something, I don't even understand it. It's not like a thought. It's the first one. The second one. It's the discernment. I just get the understanding. I just know to grab, now I know to grab a pen and I just start writing. So it's not like it really is just like a, yeah. And then after it happens, I'm like, whoa. And then I read it back and I'm like, that's crazy. Like I one time had this poem came to my head. You know what? I'm going to share the backstory. I was feeling very, since losing my hair, I don't feel pretty. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I keep leaning into the fact that it was all done by the hands of God, because that is the only positive I have to it. It makes me so sad that I don't have my long hair. I do not feel like a girl. I feel so embarrassed. I don't like to show my bare head. I don't even pick up FaceTime calls for people. I'm scared to even like start. I really want a boyfriend. Like I want to date people, but I'm scared because I have short hair, and that's stupid that I'm hiding myself because of something that's happening to me. But I'm a human being and I don't feel pretty. So what was I saying with this? I was saying something. Anyway, I was feeling not so pretty one day, and I read this poem, and I started to write it down, and you could see the parts where I started to write, because I was like, I do poetry anyway, and then I kept having to cross it out because I was like, no, that's not what I heard. You ready? It's the poem that was like just prophetically like, you are my beloved, my flower in the garden. That's the name. You were once planted as a seed, and like inspiration to nurture you and watch you grow. Something so beautiful that no one could sow. A flower in the garden is my beloved. She lays in a field of green covered in pansies. She looks to the sun for growth and warmth, while an onlooker, a passerby, studies her like a rose, a truly glorified rose. Yet she is not a rose. She is a pansy, sitting among the other pansies. She still must flourish and grow, without any destination and goal. Forever will she be, yet never will she know the passerby's beloved pansy that no one could ever sow. I thought that was fucking beautiful. I literally heard that and was like, oh my God. And yeah, it was just a poem from the Lord. And then I posted it on my blog, and I think as I was typing it out and posting it on my blog, like it just really came to life. And yeah, so if my website right now, it used to be a lot more organized, but my laptop broke, and that's how I was doing all my work, because I would lay in bed and do the work. But since I literally can't, silly brain, so it's really hard for me to sit down, and I could use our home computer here, but the room that it's in is the room that I usually like turn my brain off in. So it's kind of hard because, I don't know. I have to play a lot of games with myself. If you are the same way, yeah. So anyway, guys, what do you think about this stuff? Telekinesis. I fully believe in telekinesis. I fully believe it. Yep. I've had it happen too, where I have heard someone's voice saying something, and immediately after, that person coming into the room and saying exactly what I heard, word for word. Crazy. And let out of mental institution. I was, actually. I self-admitted myself to a psych ward this past January. I couldn't take life anymore. I couldn't do it anymore. I was at my wit's end. And if you know, you know, but I told you guys a lot already. In different ways, in different contexts. Weird growing up, and as you guys see, a lot of spiritual stuff kind of happen. Like I've seen like my grandma in the mirror, and I've heard a lot of voices, like had a lot of those, like on my birthday being a completely clear night, and then on my 20th birthday, and then on the dot, midnight, it rains for a full minute straight. And then stops and clears up. And like the thing is, this doesn't happen when I'm alone. Like there's witnesses to this stuff. So it's so crazy. That is what has kept me alive, is the fact that I know this journey is so intentional. If I was supposed to have died after I broke my neck, God would have let me. I broke my neck. I heard the 3 cracks. I sat down because I heard to sit down. I say heard because I heard in the back of my head, sit down. I sat, and then I ended up putting my head in my hands because it was so painful. And I blacked out. I lost my sound, my vision, my hearing, everything. I felt like I was floating in outer space. It was completely black, and I felt like I was floating. And I said, Lord, Lord, am I dead? And he responded to me, and I heard his voice in my right ear. I'll never forget it. He said, you can hear, you're alive. You can hear, you're alive. You can hear, you're alive. And then I got my sound back. I got my feeling back. I got my vision back. I was 2 millimeters from complete paralysis. There is no reason why I should be alive. I truly believe the only reason why I'm alive today is because I asked the Lord if I was dead. Think about it. If I never said, Lord, Lord, am I dead? Would I still be in that black floating space? Would I be considered brain dead? Like, how does that, I don't know how, what the medical term would be, but that experience, that after that had happened, there was some more there was a lot of medical stuff. It was a whole medical, they'd actually severely misdiagnosed me. And the HIPAA was broken on me, and, they had to make sure I wasn't paralyzed, even though I definitely wasn't. They had to stick your finger up my bum. And a lot of weird stuff. But ever since then, I started to give in to the fact that, like, there is so much more to this life than we even know. And yeah, telekinesis is a real thing. All this energy stuff is a real thing. It's crazy. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna get back to the comments. So that's right, yeah. So mental institute. So yeah, that mentally destroyed me. And then I'm a young girl who's had some experiences that have taught me that I am not as strong as boys. But I'm loud. Oh, I can fight back. You know what I mean? Again, you know what I mean. That happened while I was in a neck brace. And belligerent, like very drunk, like they're discussing things. Again, I've told you guys about my family. Like there have been many, all I'm saying is like, my life has been a fucking shit show. Sorry for the swear, my life has been a shit show. So there did come a day where I said, I don't know what to do. And I was in a group at the time that was really, they were supportive for my mental being. And I called them, and a mentor had like given me encouragement into my next steps. And so it was funny. I never wanted to go inpatient. Once I went inpatient and I got there, it was literally the Breakfast Club. There was a group of us there that were shadow figures of each other and literally needed to meet one another. And all of us had said it. But we had all said it in a way where it wasn't like one person said it and we all agreed. We all had we all built relationships with each other. And again, this is like, I don't think this is normal in a psych ward. Like, I don't think this happens to patients, but there was like 5 or 6 of us. I see 5 or 6 because people come and go. And we were a group, but everyone can play Uno. We played Uno for days. It was so fun. But I fully believe that it was time for me to go into the psych ward, because that was the time and space that I needed to be in. And that was the time and space that I needed to participate in and to learn from. Before going in the psych ward, I was a scared little mousey. I hid. I freaked out. I would submit to people in the way of like fight or flight. Like I would fawn. But when I was in the psych ward, I learned how to advocate for myself, and I learned that I deserve to be treated like a human. And since coming out of the psych ward, I've gotten my voice back. I remember the day that I spoke and felt the strength in my voice back. And I have the strength in my voice. There's a time I didn't even have this. I was so scared to speak, so hesitant. I remember the day I got the strength in my voice back. But these things only happen because I went to the psych ward. These things only happen because I let myself fall. So, yeah, life might hit you like a brick, like George was. Life has a funny way of allowing us to explore and experience what we need to. Okay, anyway, let me get back to the chat. Mind reading MK Ultra. Funny you say MK Ultra. I was one of the children in the those like the testings that they did at schools. I actually do really well at them. I remember when I was in kindergarten through first grade is when I remember it mostly. My siblings did not do the same testing that I did, but they made it seem as though my siblings had. I was one of the kids that could guess like the shapes on the back of the cards. They would hold the cards and just, what shape, what do you think is on the back of this? I remember when I remember doing that twice in 2 different areas in the nurse's office in my first school that I went to. And like, I remember having fun with it. I remember really liking that. And the sound testing, ace that sound testing, bro. I remember the sound test. I say sound testing, but it's more of, okay, it's like the beeps, but frequencies. I remember the test starting. I remember the test ending. I am ambidextrous. I can use both hands, sometimes I'm prominently left, sometimes I'm prominently right. I have also been able to tune my brain in either both hemispheres at one time or focus on the right side or focus on the left side. And I've been able to like feel like if I start to work a certain part of the brain, like feeling that part, almost get like tired. I'm playing around with a bunch of different stuff in my brain. Again, super interested in this stuff. There is a certain I can understand why they tested frequencies on people now. Completely. Again, yes, they make your like music. They make you feel different. But there's also something about the way that your brain responds to frequency. This is all again me saying it based on personal experience, based on theory. But I'm sure if we did some kind of testing, it would be proven because this is me talking based on like I'm so confident in these things because of life experiences. Anyway, I don't trust scientists all that much anymore because they lie to us a lot, especially fucking, what was that guy? Tony? His name was Tony? Short guy, big nose. Lied to everyone. So we had to stay 6 feet apart from each other. And liar. Contradicts himself all the time. Anyway, fully believe that the frequencies that they were testing on. By the way, if you don't know, I lucid dream and I think I astral project. There are some, let's think about, again, okay, so they're playing frequencies on us people. Let's think about 3G to 4G to 5G. What is it? Frequencies. Do frequencies affect our brain? If the 2 hemispheres are connected, I think it enhances your pituitary gland, something like that. That's that high feeling that you get too, I believe, only because I've played around with it. And that's when I also feel more like able to hear the voice of God, where I'm not so distracted. Fluoride hurts, calcifies your pituitary. The Adderall I'm on calcifies the pituitary. That's why I give Adderall to ADHD people. But I have to take it because I'm scared of them sending me back to the ward. Cell towers. The 4G, 5G, 3G. That I'm starting to look into more. 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 I turned off my 5G. I felt better since doing that. Actually, you know what's funny? Since turning off my 5G, my scalp has started to heal a lot more. Isn't that funny? I don't know. And I haven't, you know what? Since turning off the 5G on my cell phone too, I haven't been feeling nauseous. I used to be nauseous every single day, every second of the day. Granted, I'm on a lot of medicine, and nausea is the thing that bothers me the most. Always has. But my nausea got to a point where I had to smoke all day, every day. No, I wasn't like constantly, you know what I mean? But like marijuana was something that absolutely made me feel better and healed me, and I could actually function. Otherwise, I was literally over the toilet all day. I turned off my 5G and that stopped. So I don't know. Snap out of the matrix. Exactly, people, get out of the matrix. Sid gets it. But your backside is flat. Are you saying I have no ass? Or if it's just a smudge? Lay off the alcohol. I don't drink alcohol. I'm sober as a bee. Go see a doctor. I see a doctor every day. I'm working with my doctors a lot. My doctors, they know I'm very like self-aware, and they've helped me come to this point of healing and self-awareness. I wish you saw me months ago, as I was not this lively. To anyone wondering what this is, I am just a human being that just comes on live and spews whatever. I post funny shorts. At least I laugh. I think they're funny. It's fun to do. The heck, that's okay if you're confused. I'm not the best at explaining things, because I can like see it and understand it, but I can't like, I have a hard time explaining things. But the longer you stay on my channel, I do talk about the same topics a lot. So the longer you hop on my lives and join the channel, you'll kind of like pick up on the tangents I go down, like the rabbit holes, but like the theories that I have, because there's just so much to each part. You could really break it down. It's a new religion. What religion? We just follow Jesus. I ain't kneeling. I ain't doing a certain thing. Can I say, I love that Jesus is just so real. Like, I would hate if I was forced to do stuff every day. If something was a force, like if I were like, okay, I have to dress this way, I have to speak this, I have to participate in society this way. That is all a lie. You do not have to do a certain thing a certain way. Just follow Jesus. That's all he asks. And I say that because when I was younger, my understanding of religion was acting and fulfilling things. Now, as an adult, my understanding is that we are each humans unique in our walk and led by what we have faith in. What is Khalifa? Khafia? I don't know. Sid said, it's time for your enlightenment. Embrace her as the new Khalifa, but I don't know what that is. What is the name sport religion? What is sport religion? Open your mind. These are the 3 daily compulsory exercises 3 times a day. I don't understand, but I want to.
Sid, it's funny because you don't actually. It's funny you joke, you say prophecy, and then you're like, wait, she's serious. She's taking you seriously. Sid, I can't wait for you to listen to more of my stories. I can't wait for you to listen to more of my stories. And Sid, I'm not trying to push any kind of religion. I'm just sharing my experiences. So sorry, I'm just catching up with the chat here. Um, yeah. Thank you for being so open, Sid. I appreciate that because it gives me an opportunity to be like raw and real too, which is why I'm live, being raw and real. A lot of social media is fake. It's a lot of people practicing their dance 100 times before they post it. Me yesterday, guys, that dance that goes, you go, and then you go, you dance, and then it's like that one. I spent 2 or 3 hours practicing that the other day. I didn't even post a video of it because I couldn't do it. It was so hard. So I don't know where that came from. But anyway, thank you for saying you like my short hair. Yeah. Are you being formal? No, I'm a pretty formal person naturally. Like the way that I speak growing up, the way I speak is pretty formal, but you will catch a bit of sassy, silly, or slang in there. I grew up talking very like properly. Like my family was like very proper in that way. Like we didn't even use like slang or conjunctions. Like you are, not your, and like it will be, not it'll be. Like we growing up, slang and conjunctions were not part of, you know, um, vocabulary. Vernacular is more like language. I've always loved different words, like using the right word for the specific word for a specific meaning. Um, but then I started to kind of diversify my vocabulary, thank God, and I like formal speech, but there's glimpses of like hot mess. Anyway, that's okay. No disrespect. I do not have cancer. When did you start this live? Oh my god, this I think is my longest live. I started this live right at around 11 because it's been over an hour and a half, so right around 11. Hi Dylan. Yo, who's saying shut up? That's not nice. Say my name, say my name. Hey Judy. How's it going? Guys, I'm getting ripped apart in this chat today. Where are the mods at? Listen, there are people who are mods in this channel chat. They're so freaking sweet. They're so nice, and I love them. Also, yeah, no bullying. No bullying on this channel. Can't be mean. It is totally okay to have different opinions. It's totally okay to voice that. It's totally okay to ask questions. It's totally okay to, you know, say whatever you want. Just do not go at someone personally because you will get blocked from this channel, okay? This channel is a safe place. It is for love. It is for sharing our thoughts openly. It is for being humans. So if you do not want to be a human or treated as such, maybe there's something else for you to do today. Why do I say that? Because I'm not going to lie. I think today was the first day that I saw stuff in the chat that I was kind of like iffy about. I was like actually iffy about because I was like, that's actually kind of, you know, I think I have been trusting this chat a little bit much. But fuck it, that's part of life. That's how we learn, right? How we even get here was because things had happened, because we had been open with each other. That's how we got here. That's how we even got to this single understanding. Anyway. Point of the story is, what the fuck is going on? There a girl in your back smiling to you. Is there a girl behind me in the window? I only say that because I've seen stuff at this house many times. The house that I live in, there is something. I don't actually think it's the physical house. I don't think it's my physical house. I think it's the woods. I think it's the woods between, there is something that's in, like, there's shit that has happened at this house. And I'm not the only one that's experienced stuff. Like, multiple people have experienced, like, ghostly stuff, haunting stuff here. But when we first moved here, older couple, my neighbor's there. Over there was like a family. When we first moved here, we went over to the family's house, that family's house, for like a whatever. And that day was how I learned that lightning came up from the ground, because I literally saw it come up from the ground and go up. And I was like, oh my God. Then, like within us like moving here, I know that we're not the jujitsu, but I'm gonna trust me, stay to the end, because after I share all of what's happened, there is a figurine that I have found that wraps the story in. Listen. So that house got foreclosed on, and the family moved. Then an elder person had purchased the house, passed away, or was killed, or something happened to them. But they died in the house. Then another family had taken another family bought that house. This is all, we've only lived here for like, well, about like 15 years. This is a good amount of time. And another family bought that house, and the parents were both in jail, and the grandma like oversaw stuff, and they would like throw these wild parties, and they would, like crazy stuff. Like, they would like sneak out the back and like go through our yard to get up to the, and there's just like some motion going on at that house, which was a little, we felt uneasy because we felt a little unsafe, because some things were happening that were very strange to us. So, and the cops would like check in on them a lot and stuff. So eventually, I think they sold the house or whatever. Something had happened. They had all moved away. And now a new family bought that house. But I feel like that family is blessed. I really like them. As soon as the new family that I feel like is blessed bought that house, the neighbors on this side, the older couple who had been living there for like decades, the wife all of a sudden was like, I feel like we should sell the house and move. So, spur of the whatever, they sold the house, they moved, and the husband passed away in the new house once they moved. But they had, between them putting the house on the market and moving, such a short period of time, like a month or something. And the husband had passed away. Now there's a family that lives over there that I don't know them too well. They've gone through a lot of dogs. The dogs keep getting out. A lot of stuff has happened. So anyway, let me see if I can find the figurine. What I'm going to wrap up with, and then I think I'm going to close this live out because my head hurts. Oh, it's inside. That's right. So, the figurine I'm going to show you. The figurine was given to my parents inside of a plant before my parents had moved from their starter home where we were born to the home that we're at now. The people that had gifted this plant to us were, is it still in here? It's not still in here. Oh. The people that had gifted that plant to us were people that would buy houses, fix them up, and resell them.
I'll describe because I do want to see. Oh, I think I did find it one day, but I gotta go. I'm gonna keep looking. It was a figurine of a religious-like figure that had, I think he had like long hair, right? Robe. And in one hand, he's holding like, none of it, there's no crosses. So I know it's not related to Jesus or anything. One of them, he's holding a head with a little like crown hat thing on. And then he has some weird symbol in his other hand. I always thought it was strange. I did take a picture of it though. Maybe I can post that in here. Because it was so weird. Like that's not, I've never seen that before. It was definitely like a religious thing. But why would you put that in a plant for a housewarming gift? You know what I mean? Like that's just not normal. No, it's not in those. Like I know there's a certain planner it's in. But I know it's the planner that was inside there. So I don't know. I remember grabbing it once before. But now I don't know where I put it. Huh. I love when you find just... Does anyone else live with one? It's actually really disheartening when I see an empty one around because I'm like, why did you hide it? Why'd you hide it? Could have just thrown it away. It's okay for you to drink. Why do you have to hide it? You know? Wait, I really want to find it. Now I don't know where it went. Okay, that's actually crazy. I've looked in every planter. Well, maybe. I did take a picture of it, so it's probably just around somewhere. Oh, well, I hope you guys like this. Where is your hair? That is such a good question. That is a really good question. Hope you guys enjoyed this shenanigans. This 108, 108. 108's my lucky number. It's also my birthday. Yeah. Wow, my head hurts. Thank you guys for joining. I love you guys. I think I am gonna maybe post this one on public again, but I gotta actually look through this one, edit it first. But all right, have a beautiful day. Subscribe, like, comment. I don't want to leave you, but it's time for me to move on to my next activity. So we're in. All right, love you guys. Bye. I'm gonna wait for it to get 47.